Hello and welcome to the History Health channel. Today we will be looking into the history of South India. I am Usha and I will be taking you through the entire history of South India from the prehistory times. So what exactly is prehistory? Prehistory is that time when there was no written records or no written sources. So the only way you can study prehistory is by looking at the tools that man has done, or if he had left behind any paintings, or if he had left behind any monuments. So that is the only way which you can study prehistory. So also, if there were some fossil remains of humans and all that, which is also known as anthropology, so that way also you can figure out what was in the prehistoric time period. So generally, the history where we tell the historic period becomes from the 300 BC onwards, when we have written records of Greeks and of the other poets and scholars. But before that, we do not have any written records, and that's why it's classified as prehistory. So if you look into the Earth's age, that is around 4.5 billion years, and man came into this Earth around 2 million years ago. Okay, so from 2 million years ago to 300 BC, or rather 1000 BC, to what was the era? How did man live? That is what we will try to cover in this module. So, as I said, humans came on Earth around 2 million years ago. So, from 2 million years ago, uh, become the Stone Age begins. What is Stone Age? Stone Age is also known as the prehistoric period, during which stone was mainly used as a tool by man. He did not have any metals, he did not know about copper, bronze, iron. He just had stone, and he started using stone as tools. In the beginning, it was very crude tools, blunt tools. It was not sharp. He did not know how to polish and all, but slowly uh, he started learning how to use the stone, how to polish it, and all that. So the stone which itself is classified as the first part of the Stone Age is known as the Paleolithic Age. Paleolithic Age is also known as the Old Stone Age. So you can say that it was from 2 million years ago, from when human beings came, to 12,000 years. So we classify this time period, 2 million years to 12,000 BC, as Paleolithic Age. The tools that he mainly used were stone, made from stone, and mainly from material like quartz, because that was flint quartz which was commonly available. So you must remember that in beginning, man did not know farming, he did not know domestication of animals, he did not know how to build huts and houses. So in the Paleolithic age, man just knew about hunting and food gathering. He was not even into food production. So his tools were also like that: bows, arrows, hand axes, scrappers, and all these minimalistic tools he knew. And so the Paleolithic age, or the Old Stone Age itself, is classified into lower, middle, and upper. Lower is when he started using hand axes. Middle Paleolithic age is when he started using scrappers. And the upper Paleolithic age, he started making more fire tools like blades. So lower is the oldest part of the Paleolithic age, middle is slightly advanced, and upper is a little bit more slightly advanced. So man used to hunt, he did not settle down, I mean he was always roaming, and if he used to stay in either caves or on near river valleys and all that, and probably he built homes, but they may have been from but we have no clue as to um, the idea of what he did, but we do know that he used a lot of such tools. And he did know about fire, especially in certain places. Fire has been discovered, and And in his free time after hunting and all that, he used to paint in the caves. So places like in France and all, paintings have been discovered, and even in India, in Madhya Pradesh, cave paintings have been discovered. So mainly the hunting, it would be a hunting scene. It would be either about deer, rhinoceros, or boars and all that, and he would paint the scenes. He might have been painting because it was a method of teaching the young people, or he might have been painting because he wanted to remain busy, or he might have been painting because if he had to go hunting the next day, it might have been a good start and good auspicious thing to do. So there might have been any reason why he had to paint. So basically, in the Paleolithic stage, he used to be a food gatherer, a hunter. In the beginning, he used to eat fruits and nuts. Later on, slowly he discovered meat. He also used a lot of. He also used started eating meat, and he had tools like hand axes, scrappers, bow and arrows, spears, club, and all that. He used to mainly stay near the riverbed because he used to get plenty of stones and pebbles for making tools. He also had water. So they used to also hunt in groups. So there were settlements in Paleolithic age. So the next part of the Stone Age is the Mesolithic age. Mesolithic age means a little bit slightly more advanced, in which man started making smaller, sharper, finer tools. Okay. So this we can tell it is from 12,000 BC to 10,000 BC. So from 2 million years to 12,000 years it was Paleolithic age. From 12,000 to 10,000 it was Mesolithic age. So the tools that he used were more smaller. They are known as microliths, and they are also sharper. So these tools he probably would have used as is, like blades and all, or he would have probably attached it to a wooden handle or a bone handle, and he would have also started using it. So in Mesolithic age, he was observing, so he knew how to grow. I mean, he was starting in some places, he started understanding and growing crops, though he was not still full-fledged, but he was observing a lot in this time. And in the then the last part of the Stone Age is known as the Neolithic age, and this was from um, 10,000 to 4,000 BC. This is when he started polishing the stone and making finer tools. He started using potteries, he started doing agriculture, he started living a settled life. People started living in groups, tribes came about. He discovered the pottery stone and pottery, and he also discovered wheel, invented the wheel. And so he also started domesticating animals, the deer. Wild dog was the first thing that he domesticated, then sheep, goat. So he started going towards a settled life. And so this was the way in India the classification of prehistory is done: Paleolithic, Mesolithic, and Neolithic. After Neolithic age comes the metallic age, and after the metallic age comes the iron age. Okay, so this is how it is classified. So let us take let us take a look into the prehistory of the south. In south of India, what was happening? So Paleolithic age, which is the old stone age, which is commonly discovered in Tamil Nadu and in many other places as well. So in the old stone age, mainly hand axes have been found in the south part of the country. And in the Mesolithic age, which is found in Andhra, Karnataka, and Tamil Nadu, microliths, I mentioned about microliths, right? That has been found in a place called Tirunelveli in Tamil Nadu. Coming to Neolithic tools, Neolithic age, some polished tools also have been discovered, and even the presence of grey pottery. So Neolithic age is classified with respect to pottery as well. So if there was grey pottery, it was majorly Neolithic. And after that, we have also found traces, lot of tombs related to megalithic or iron age in south of India. So there was Paleolithic age, Mesolithic age, and Neolithic age, also megalithic age. And in megalithic age, iron was commonly used. It was found in Karnataka and Andhra. And instead of grey, people knew black and red pottery. So that is the difference between the pottery of Neolithic time period and megalithic time period. In Neolithic time period, it was the use of grey pottery. In Iron Age, it was black and red ware. So all these traces have been found in the south part of the country. To give you a glimpse, this is Idakal caves in Wayanad, Kerala, and you can see the carvings which is done here. So there are geometric carvings, there are carvings of man and women. There's a symbol of sun and all of them, which is all these are prehistoric time period. And also one more place is Karnool, which is where you can see the hunting scenes of deer. So this is the kind of prehistoric thing which is found in south of India. So let us take a little bit deeper look. So in Paleolithic age, which is the old stone age, there are a number of places in south. For example, in Karnataka, you have Dharwad, Bijapur, Bellary. You will also find a lot of Paleolithic settlements in Narmada and Godavari river valleys. So I said in the old stone age, people used to stay more in near the river beds. So these are the rivers, and here is where a lot of tools were made. In fact, there is a lot of factory sites where number of tools have been found, and they used to produce a lot of tools like hand axes, scrappers, choppers, and all that. And these have been found as factory sites in the south of India. So mainly in the Paleolithic age, the tool was tools were all the tools were made of quartz or flint, and they also used to make axes in different shapes, and even spears and choppers, bows and arrows. This and all Paleolithic man used to use for hunting, cutting meat. Also he used to use it for defending himself from other animals and all that. And fire was known because South India there is a lot of bamboo. So anytime a wind comes and a bamboo has rubs off with another, there is fire. So it is not very. It would be very stupid to say that people didn't know about fire, especially in South. So fire he knew. So what about Neolithic age? Instead of quartz, he used trap rock. So trap rock is you can use it for because it's much more you can polish it easily. So the new Stone Age man used trap rock, and because in Neolithic age man would farm, he was able to grow wild rice. He was also able to domesticate wild animals like dog or sheep and goat and all that. So he also used polish this one. So Neolithic settlements were near granite and trap dikes where trap rock was easily available. So trap rocks were found near granite formations like Dharwad, Karnool, Kudappa and all. So you will find Neolithic settlements in these places. So many areas you can find. In Neolithic age, the tools were little bit more advanced like mace heads, plates and all that. And as I mentioned earlier, they also domesticated dog, sheep, goat, and ragi, rice, millets, pulses, tubers and all farming was done. This is in the south of India. Arts, yes, they knew pottery and they also used to painting. They were aware of that. Pottery was also done. And homes of Neolithic men, it could have been of clay or straw or wattle, and probably the roof would have been bamboo or something similar. And pottery has been found in a number of places like Bellary, Mysore, Hyderabad, Salem, Pudukkottai, Tinaveli, and also pot like urns. What type of pottery? We had urns, bowls, cups, plates, vases, and also majorly in the burial chambers. They used to keep cups, plates, a pot full of grains. So all such kind of pottery was found in the south of India. So let us go into a little bit more features of the prehistoric era. So mainly, as I mentioned, they were all near river valleys and mountains. Tools were majorly hand axes, cleavers, scrappers, choppers, and materials of the tools which was done in stone ages was quartz, trap rock, limestone, quarry, and jasper, flint. So many materials were used. And regarding the Paleolithic age, lower and upper stages and middle stages were there in the country, but in the south of India, upper stage is not there much. It's only the lower stage. And once again, Mesolithic age was also there, and mainly the materials used was jasper, flint, quartz, and blades. As I said, blades and scrapers were also used, and these could be attached to a bone handle or a wood handle and used further. So even Mesolithic period was discovered in south of India. Then mainly in Mysore they had found it, and the time period of this is slightly different, somewhere around 8000 to 6000 BC. So you can see, though there is a general time period of Stone Age, 2 million years to 12,000 BC, 12,000 to 10,000 BC, 10,000 to 4,000 BC. Slightly different time periods are definitely found all over the country. So here in south of India, Mesolithic age was sometime, whatever tools have been found, this was around 8000 to 6000 BC. So one great important thing is there is no clear cut distinction. So after Neolithic age, it is the metallic age, or what you also call as the Chalcolithic age. So in metallic age, people knew about copper bronze. So here there is, in south of India, there is no clear cut distinction. One place they would be completely Neolithic. In another place, the Neolithic people would also know metals, and in some places iron would be used. So it was different in different this one. It was not like after Neolithic it was completely metallic. It was in that way. So there was no clear cut distinction on that. And many places they had found. This is all about Neolithic. Neolithic Stone Age was there in Mysore, Bellary, Hyderabad. Trap dikes was used. Polished stone axes was used. We found in the north of Karnataka, Brahmagiri, Neolithic age people also using metals. So that's a metallic age. So you can say even, but they knew because they had contacts with post-Harappan Chalcolithic people who themselves were. So Chalcolithic is nothing but when it's a metallic age. So the Neolithic people of Brahmagiri had contacts with the Harappan Chalcolithic people. So they did know about metals. That's why I said there is no clear-cut distinction from this is only Neolithic. They should not know about metals. There is no such rule. Even in Sanganakalu, which is again in Karnataka, there were stone axes. There was also usage of microliths. There was also pale grey ceramic, which is a common feature of Neolithic era. Then there was agriculture in Nagarjunkonda Valley, and megaliths were found in Cochin, Maski, Brahmagiri. And megaliths means, burial of the Iron Age. People were buried either in the mud pits, or they were put in a pot and then kept in a pit, or 4 stones would mark a tomb. On top of that, there would be another stone slab to cover the whole thing. They were known as dolmens. So all these were also found in the south of India, and they characterize the megalith period. And basically megalith period was, you had iron, black and red ware, and all these were found in the south. So the historical period is generally thought to be starting from 300 BC onwards. So even in Nilgiris, and then there is a place called Adichalnur, which they saw that there was rice grown in that places. So let's see, in sites in Karnataka, you have hand axes, scrapers, borers, and there were sites mainly in river valleys, which is nothing but Malaprabha and Ghataprabha. So whatever I'm going to talk now is completely related to the state of Karnataka. So we also have Neolithic sites in places like Narsipura, which is near Mysore. And once again, I told you there is no separation of Neolithic and Chalcolithic in some areas. So let's have a look at the map of Karnataka. So a lot of places were having both old Stone Age tools and new Stone Age tools. So some of them, like mainly in river valleys like Malaprabha, Ghataprabha, they found a lot of prehistoric sites. But also coming to old Stone Age sites, one of them they found is in Khed, a place called Khed. Then they found a place called Hunsagiri. Then there was Lingasugar. Then places like even in Bangalore they had found. And in so these are some of the places which they found the old Stone Ages. And in New Stone Age they found it in Maski, a place called Maski. Then there is something called Hirebenakal, and then you have somewhere in also near Mandya, Mysore areas they found um, the New Age styles. There Narsipura is somewhere here where they found Neolithic pottery. And then you have so near Bangalore, Savandurga. There also they found both old Stone Age and new Stone Age sites. Then if you come to Chitradurga, there they have Chandravali. There they found new Stone Age sites. So all over the place they have found a number of old Stone Age and new Stone Age. To give you more names, so places like Balehannur, Uppinangadi, Nittur, and Talakad, and all of them were Paleolithic. This one, and in place and places like Maski, Narsipura, Hallu, Sanganakal, Brahmagiri, and all these places were Neolithic and mix of Neolithic, and places like Uttanur was Neolithic and Chalcolithic. So this is how just in one place where there were a lot of river valley beds, you would have factory sites and stone age tool sites. Okay, so basically these are the reference books, and then in the next we will be looking into what happened after the prehistory in south of India. Thank you.